big black box.
Staring at me. I had to have it. I had to have it.
No one's fun anymore! Whatever happened to fun?
You are listening to the Drag Dungeon Podcast with your hosts, Jay and John.
Hey! Welcome back to the broadcast, your favorite podcast. You asked for this shit if you're easily offended. We don't recommend it. You asked for this shit, so here it is.
You. I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Well, kids, it's happening.
It's happening.
We're here for it. Welcome to Drag Dungeon. I'm John. That's Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome back, family. It was announced this week. Season 2 of And Just Like That is happening.
Unbelievable. I like have such a roller coaster of emotions over hearing that. Elation, disgust, joy, hate. It just runs the gambit.
I'm turned on. I'm turned off. I'll be turning it off.
I'm touching myself with the remote control. Like, you just don't, I don't know.
Contemplating offing myself. I mean, there's so many things. Support for the Drag Dungeon podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code DRAG20 at manscaped.com. And if my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. You guys do not want to miss out on these products. We really use these and we love them. The Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped has arrived and it is a game changer. Inside the package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, a personal favorite, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies in your hoe bag. This is stuff you need, and if you really care about how you look and want to support the podcast, please go to manscaped.com and use the code DRAG20. This is a limited time offer for the podcast, and we want you to take full advantage. Remember, go to manscaped.com and use the promo code DRAG20. I mean, I know we're a little late, but we wanted to do a proper together announcement because this is the official place for And Just Like That news. So,
Yes.
you know, screw Variety Magazine and People we don't need you.
No.
This is where people come for the And Just Like That news. So here it is. That being said, I've got popsugar.com pulled up.
It's like the whole, that you asked for this shit, and here
it is.
Oh.
All right. Okay, so, Pop Sugar did this thing. I don't know how websites even stay in business anymore. This is by Nigeria Perkins. Hope I pronounced your name right, girl.
The Nigeria Perkins? No, I'm kidding. I really don't know.
Nigeria Paris Van Michaels.
Nigeria Paris Van Michaels Von Trapp.
Von Trapp. But they did this cute little article called 7 Plot Lines That Can Redeem And Just Like That in Season 2. So at least Nigeria thinks, like we do, that the show sucks. And the looks are terrible, and it needs to be fixed. So at least we're on the same page, girl. So we're going to go through hers, and then we'll give our predictions, or, you know, kind of our little wish list of things that we wish would happen, characters that we wish would go away and never come back, etc. Does that sound good to you, Jay?
Yes, let's do it. Let's dig deep.
So the first one is, according to popsugar.com, I'm going to try and put the link down. And Just Like That should focus less on age in Season 2. Your thoughts?
I agree with that. I think that they should definitely lighten up on that whole topic. I have this feeling they're not going to, because as the moments tick, you know, Carrie's bones crack louder and louder, so they're going to have a hard time, I guess, probably completely avoiding that. But yeah, they should lighten up on the clothing, like, you know, like...
Lighten up, period. Lighten up.
Lighten up, period. But, you know, the outfits and stuff, quit going for what they think someone of that age should wear. Because we know what people... Like the Golden Girls they were how old they were, and look how they dressed. They dressed better than these bitches. Like Blanche,
Oh,
she wore
yes.
whatever she wanted. She didn't care if it was, quote, too young for her. Like, come on, let's make them go back to sexy again and fun and fashion, and not just, giving Charlotte some like frumpy like skirts that are too long and like nothing flashy, just floral prints everywhere. Come on, let's do some sparkles. Like we talked about this before. Glitter, sparkle.
Glitter, please.
Yes, go back to the second movie and get some inspiration from that.
Oh, I can't wait to go over those clothes. If you've been watching our fashion reviews, we have so much fun going through the looks. I agree. Also, less on age. And like you said, they will be another year or two older by the time we see. Who knows when this is coming out? Because SJP's on Broadway. Kristen Davis is at home knitting. Cynthia Nixon's wig shot. I don't know what. I don't know. But yes, I completely agree with that. Less on age. But you know what my fear is about season 2 is that they're going to lean into all the criticisms. That's my worry. Like, our criticism specifically. I'm worried that they're going to go through and be like, oh, people don't like that we just use black people as props. Guess what? We're just going to decorate the whole set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my fear, but could be wrong. Maybe they will actually... They need to fire a couple of them writers. So I'm not trying to take anybody's job away from it, but please fire some of those people because they just clearly didn't get... And make it... Okay, I'm going to save that comment. Number 2 on the Pop Sugar list is Carrie should date more in season 2. You think?
Yeah, they have no choice for that. They have to do that. I mean, this, the whole and Sex in the City plus movies, plus and just like, well, okay, no, the movie, the show, the original show, all about Carrie dating. That's what the whole thing was about. So what is going on?
It's about sex, romance, dating, and relationships, and
all of that.
We got very little of that from almost anyone. We got kind of like what married life is like, and I'm like, okay, but it was boring.
Yeah, well, think about the relationships, the new relationships, and just like that. What were they? There was Miranda and Shay, obvi. Shay Randa. I'm still sticking with that one because I made it up.
Yeah.
And then you have Carrie at the end with the guy that she puked with, and then the podcast guy at the very
Please
end.
don't make him be in season 2.
No,
I don't want him in there.
No. But but that's it, right? I mean, those were the only like new romances that took place, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got to see the old ones like Charlotte and Harry,
Totally
which is
old
nice.
ones. Yes, but we want new ones,
Fresh
like with
beef.
with Sex in the City. They were cheating on each other, and Aiden, big. It just was like there was like things going on, not just my daughter's having her period, I'm sucking off my husband. Like we need fresh.
Aside from aside from Miranda cheating and blowing up her marriage and being just an asshole in general, and Big dying, I want to see women at their ages that are still single and like, you know what, I'm just fucking single and I happen to be 50 because that's a thing. And I would like that to be explored and not in some, you either have to be married or a widow or cheating with Che Diaz. So I would like to see some real action. I know it's crazy, but straight people, there needs to be some straight representation on the show. Some men would be nice, some straight men. So yes, I agree with that.
Right, and I'm thinking like we need to see things like Carrie wants to get a discount on something, so she wears something low cut and sexy. Like in The Nanny, her friend's mom, when she goes to the butcher, she's wearing that like off the shoulder and she like pulls it down because she wants to get the bag.
Yeah.
So just like flirts with the cable guy and stuff. I want to see things like that, like sassy, sexy, fun.
Well, me too. Well, funny. You should mention that number 3 on the list here at Pop Sugar is we need more sex in season 2.
Yes. Like I'm just afraid they're gonna come out with like erectile dysfunction and stuff going on, and like Harry can't get it up. I can't blow him anymore. And then Miranda, you don't blow him anymore. And have this whole fucking thing again.
Yeah, and I don't want I don't want to see Miranda not being able to get wet in the kitchen and Steve trying to find her clit and her hole.
Oh, God.
I don't want sad, creaky, need blowjobs in the bathroom slamming the door in Rose's face or Lily's face. I want, like, people in their 50s are sexy. some people are. If you're an actor, you probably are keeping your shit together. So, especially, I'm talking about the men pretty much here. Let's just be honest. I want to see some good-looking men in their 50s.
Yes, I agree. Not ones that die on Peloton. Okay, did you think... We never really talked about this, I don't think. Did you think Big was sexy when he, bit it?
Never into him.
You don't think it was hot when Carrie wanted to watch him masturbate?
No.
I'm kidding.
Shocker, I know.
We kind of talked about that, but no, what happened to him? He was very sexy before. Okay, well...
I'd like to watch some people masturbate, but just not him.
Not him. What about... Who on the show would you like to see masturbate? Not to go off, but...
Well, I'd take a look at Steve.
For sure.
Working it out. Steve. Yeah. Steve had a great body. I don't know. And we bring this up all the time, but I'm like, I remember he had a lot of nude scenes. And we saw his cute butt and stuff all the time. And he had a good body, and I'm sure he still does. He's a little deaf, so what? Just moan louder.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see him naked, but we saw Harry's penis.
We had to see Miranda in multiple situations. Groaning like the freaking Walking Dead.
We're totally leading up to some of my ideas for this show, so keep going.
Number 4, we need the Miranda we used to know. Now let me read what she wrote here. I'm sure I'm not the only one who is confused about Miranda's character in Just Like That. Compared to the calculated, no-nonsense woman we knew from Sex and the City, Miranda seems all over the place in the Reboot series, from her awkward run-in with her professor, Naya, in the premiere, to asking her husband, Steve, for a divorce. Miranda is not at all the character we used to know, so hopefully this trip to California with Che will clear Miranda's mind and help her make better choices in Season 2. I agree with everything you're saying here.
Naya. Yeah, this Miranda, I don't know, which we've talked about. And they put the picture they have on this article, she's wearing brown. This is that brown dress she wore at the end that matched her hair when she dyed her hair back.
Well, the hair matches hair. I think we've discussed it in our fashion series. Hair has to match clothes and skin. You want to be completely universally one color. At least they dyed her hair. Now, I think this is a flattering color. It could have a few highlights or something.
That's okay.
It's an improvement.
Her makeup looks like... We haven't gotten to this in our fashion review, have we? Because this is like the end.
Yeah, this is the very end shot of her leaving.
We'll save it. Okay.
Nice luggage, though. Okay, let's go to the next one. Miranda and Steve need proper closure in Season 2. Well, we just kind of talked about this, but absolutely. Because I don't want Steve to go away. I like him. Everybody likes him. And if the whole hashtag justice for Steve thing didn't, put some ideas in the writers and Michael Patrick King's head, like, oh, we need to keep him around because people actually like him. We don't want Che Diaz at all, but we'll get to our opinion on that. So nothing really to add here. What about you?
No, I agree. I think they need something. Like, we talked about this before, is like how easy that little breakup was just unacceptable. And it made Steve just to be out this, this total bore who's like, yeah, I like things are so okay. Like, we need a fight. We need like a, I don't know.
I want him to throw something at her, like a vase.
Yeah, get out, like something.
I mean, I'm still mad about her being so, bored in their marriage. Like, all we do is go to TGI Fridays, come home, eat ice cream, have missionary sex once every 3 years. I'm like, sign me up. It doesn't sound that bad to me, to be honest.
Right, it's called, what is that called? Marital no, what is it called? Being complacent. Why
complacent, yeah. I mean, sure. They did need to up their sex game. Maybe she needed a testosterone patch or something. Maybe he needed some Cialis. We can work with it.
Or maybe she needed a maid costume, and he needed like a total vinyl head to toe suit. Like, I don't know. Maybe they need a sling.
Maybe they needed to fly to like an island and have like a guest star for a night and then go back home with the memories. I mean, work it out, you guys. It's not...
There's so many options. So many. This is a TV show. The sky's the limit.
As somebody who has been broken up in this way by someone like Miranda, like, guess what? It's just done. And there's no real reason why. And sorry, I'm gone. I can say that I would be pissed if I was him. I don't think that's nice at all.
No.
I think she withheld affection from him and conversation.
Not being together that long. Like, let's just sit my hands on my lap and sort of looking teary. It's like, fuck off, Miranda.
No.
You could have said that. Just that. Anything.
Nice way to sum it up. Now here, Pop Sugar, this is where we kind of disagree. Well, I agree. Che should be less problematic in season 2. I would change that to Che should not be in season 2.
Yeah.
Right?
No. Yeah, right. That should be done. I'm like, just it's done. Like, just put a cork in it. Put a fork in it. Sorry, that's the expression. It's done. She needs to go.
Or if they insist on having them around, do what they did with Smith Jared, where he was a big movie star and he just popped in once in a while to do like Samantha a favor, like in the season 2 movie. He got her the free tickets to Abu Dhabi or wherever.
Mm. Right, or at this very beginning of this, like if she's not going to be in the show, I mean, I will allow for at the very beginning for Che to leave Miranda like a teary mess in the rain or some shit and be gone like in the first 5 minutes. Like, I'll allow that sort of thing to happen. Or maybe to be found murdered, maybe.
Yeah, I'm guessing they won't go for that probably, but I have to say, look, I mean, I'm all for inclusion on TV.
I don't want her to get murdered.
Of course you don't. No, we're talking about
dramatic.
We're talking about fictional characters here. But just like gay people, we were talking about, I love when gay people get to play the villain on TV because we're so used to being the, hi, Jack from Will and Grace neighbor, da 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 da. Guess what? I could get killed in an alley. Yeah. I might be a murderer. So we get to play. I want inclusion and diversity and all that, but I want those people to be able to play full people. So, okay.
Well, there you go. Make Che a murderer who gets arrested. Like the serial killer. There's so many ideas.
I'm sorry, Miranda, there's something I have to tell you. There's something about me you don't know. Something else? Damn. How many things are you coming out of the closet for?
Now you're a murderer.
Now you're a murderer?
I went to Cleveland with you, and how did I miss that you were a murderer?
I'm not really a vegan. Number 7. And Just Like That needs to rework its diversity approach in season 2. Let me see what she says here, because I want to make sure I get the point here. When talks of Sex and the City spinoff began, fans had genuine concerns about the show continuing in the exact same fashion as its predecessor. I didn't. The original solely followed 4 white women with no leads of color, and the LGBTQ blah, blah, blah characters weren't quite fully realized. Well, one of them's dead now, so that's a problem. So diversity seemed non-existent. However, and Just Like That overcompensates for this. In season 1, and nearly all of its diversity and inclusion efforts feel like they try too hard. Yeah, I agree with what she's saying. It didn't bother me, sorry, that it was just following 4 white women because it was a half-hour comedy and it worked and it felt authentic. I like Professor Naya. We like these people. LTW is gorgeous, but they weren't real people.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to handle those characters in season 2. Are they coming back? I mean, I think LTW will come back. I don't know. Naya was such a small character. I mean, either they bring her back as a full story, or she probably won't come back at all. What do you think?
I think they'll both be back. I think Naya. I mean, they gave us that weird lunch where she went and her husband went out with the other couple. They gave us like a little. Maybe that was like a test to see what would it be like if we included her as a main character. I'd be fine with that. Just make her a full, fleshed out person instead of just somebody for Miranda to offend.
Right, to offend and to have great fashion. I mean, she had some great fashion.
She did.
To admit. But, I mean, yeah, they definitely need a real storyline.
And we need, more Seema for sure. So that's number 7. So thoughts and prayers. What are you thinking? Seema, we need her.
Seema has to be there. She has to be.
And give her more to do.
More. Make her the new Samantha if we're doing this. If we're just going to say it, we're going to say it.
Yeah.
Make her the new Samantha and just get her real storylines and,
And that might be enough. We probably don't need Naya and LTW to have solo scenes about their life. If we have Seema as one of the 4 main girls, there can't be 6 main characters. That's too much.
Yeah. That's true.
So cut some of their scenes. Let's see more about Seema and her. I want to see her dating. I want to see her still boning the Prada guy. I definitely want to see him. Now, there's a man in his 50s that looked good. That scene could have been a little longer, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing I'll miss if Nia doesn't come back is her man. Like, I want him to come back in some fashion. Maybe he'll...
Oh, me
I
too.
don't know. I just want him to come back. I don't care what he does.
I want their thing to work out, and I want them to just be one of those cool couples. It's like, we're not having kids.
Right, they're done with that. They're done with that story and do something else.
I love meeting a straight couple that's like, oh yeah, we just decided no. We'd rather travel.
Right, it's interesting that, speaking of that, I guess this isn't surprising, but Carrie and Big never having children.
I know, I did love that about them. But then it was always like, what are we doing? We're just ordering dinner another night. And I'm like, just be happy. You're rich. You're good looking.
Rich and Carrie's had been such a mess about finding a man for so long, and now she has one and she's bitching, you know?
Yeah.
So
makes me wonder what their life was like between the end of the last movie.
I absolutely think that all the time, because you know me, I'm like an off-camera thing. I'm like, I wonder what they're like off-camera, even though I know it's fictional. But I try to imagine what goes on to fill the time between, you know, when we see them last and now. I think about that all the time. Like, what were they doing? Were they unhappy the whole time? Were they happy? Were they going out to parties? Was he that boring? And why she just now want to see him masturbate? Like, what's been happening all this time?
Right. Well, remember in the first movie, they did that great opening montage where it kind of got everybody up to speed on what was going on. It was pretty brilliant, actually. Yeah. It showed stuff from the past, from the show, and then kind of what everybody was up to. It showed that Carrie had written several books. We saw her putting just little clues like that to give us insight into what your life has been like when there's been this much space. Now, do you think the show should go on being 43 minutes, 48 minutes, or do you think they should knock it down? I'm afraid they're afraid to admit defeat and knock it down to 30 minutes and make it a comedy again. But I think they should.
Well, we kind of talked about this before, because I wondered what this season would have been, this Just Like That would have been like if it was 30 minutes. Like, would it have made it better? You know, cutting it down and giving us more, like, peppering the episode throughout our lives.
Yeah.
Like, maybe release it 30 minutes here, just weekly, and then spread it out more. And, you know...
More episodes.
More episodes. Those short little... I'm saying clip. Shorter episodes, like, makes you hungry for more. I think in general. Even if it sucks. You still want more, and I think maybe that's a great idea.
And it's better for rerunability, like when Sex and the City went to E, and they had to edit they had to edit the episodes down, and everybody was worried, like, oh god, is Samantha even going to be in the show? Because she's always naked and having sex. But it turned out it worked. Now, they had to go in and do some ADR and re-record lines where they were using words you couldn't use on cable, or on E anyway. But it worked.
It's crazy when they do that. Like the movie Showgirls, when it was on TV, they like blacked out. Yeah, they blacked out all of the breasts and stuff with like black bars, like all the nudity. Like, it was totally bizarre. I had to bring it up.
Okay, one last thing, and then we'll go, because this is just our announcement. But Miranda's wig, how are we fixing it? What are we doing? What's the situation? Your thoughts?
Well, you know, it's probably gone now. It's probably on a sailboat in Capri and, you know, with Mariah Carey, like, laying out in the sun. Like, it's gone. I think it's not going to come back. I think that is something, if they have half a brain, they won't bring back.
Well, I'd like to do a little montage tribute to it, but we can't afford. Liz, call Gloria, see if we can get In the Arms of the Angel by Sarah McLachlan, because I'd love to do it. I'd like to send it off with In the Arms of the Angel.
Right, it's got
fly away.
I'm telling you, I think it has run away with the circus. Like, it is like performing Ringling Brothers in like Iowa somewhere right now. It's like gone.
American Horror Story, Miranda's wig.
Yeah, see, you say that, and I was gonna say this is, I think maybe, like, I have big, you know, I go there, like, I talk about people getting murdered on the show and stuff. I want the drama. Maybe they need to bring like Ryan Murphy in or something. He could bring in these like ideas like alien abduction and like
why not?
Like what else? Like Carrie, you know, with my story that I wrote about a cult being involved. Like, I want some darkness. Maybe we need that.
Either that, I mean, anything. Why not? There's nothing here to ruin. They could either do that, and I do like some of Ryan. I know I shit on Ryan Murphy a lot, but really it's Tyler Perry that I think is trash. I think that Ryan Murphy has done a lot of stuff that I like. I like those first few seasons of Horror Story.
Oh yeah, the first
and Feud. So Ryan Murphy, we're just playing because we still want to work for you someday.
I love you, Ryan Murphy. I was kidding.
But I think bring in some funny female comics. Bring in Amy Schumer or Nikki Glaser or
some hot new people that are discovered on fucking Line. Like anymore, you see singers coming from YouTube or from TikTok or from wherever. Let's do some comics like that. Find some new people, some irreverent people, and bring them in.
There's so many talented female comics. I can't imagine instead of like doing this, affirmative action writers room, thinking that that's going to be like, yeah, the optics of that look great. Congratulations. But the product suffered. It did. I'm not saying it has to do with anybody's identity. I'm just saying you tried too hard and it failed. So
yeah, we need silliness. Bring some silly in. People falling, some more physical comedy, not just Carrie getting a scalding cup of coffee burned on her arm. We need some like her falling on a fashion runway, fashion roadkill. We need things like that.
Yeah,
I guess we got a little bit with
explosions.
Explosion. Well, I guess we got the period thing. Like that's kind of some silly, but it wasn't really enjoyable. But
it was fun. Yeah. Light funny, but anyway, more fun. Whatever happened to fun? Okay, so when this premieres in 2020, do you any prediction on when this will come out? I'm thinking 2 years.
2 years. I think next year. I think maybe like August or something, like early fall. I guess August is still summer, but like maybe September.
I wonder how long Carrie or Sarah Jessica is going to be on Broadway, because typically I think they try to film in summer and fall in New York because you can't really film anything outside in winter in New York. So maybe they're filming it this year and we'll get it next spring. Who knows?
I'll be shocked if it's not till 2024, because they still need to keep people talking about this, so I don't know.
That's true, and a lot of people pointed out to us and many other critics that it's the #1 show on HBO Max, and I'm not surprised by that. Sex and the City was a very beloved show, so it doesn't surprise me at all that this was the most successful premiere and run of a show. But I am a little shocked that it's getting a season 2. But
people's attention spans have changed so much since Sex and the City was on. We didn't have TikTok, we didn't have videos that lasted 2 minutes long, one after the other. Like, our attention spans have all changed, so they need to keep our attention, so they better get it out soon.
Very good point. Another reason to bring it down to 30 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
Well, regardless, our channel will still be here with Sex and the City and Just Like That content, RuPaul's Drag Race, all that crap on Netflix, Inventing Anna, Bad Vegan, whatever you people are watching, we'll watch it and criticize it. Be sure to follow us at Drag Dungeon on all social media, and please join our Patreon, where we're just about to record our bonus. We do a weekly bonus episode, plus we have like 25 in the bank. $3 a month, patreon.com/dragdungeon. You will love it.
Yes.
And again, thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring the video.
Thank you, Manscaped.
Use our code DRAG20 and you will get free shipping and 20% off of their big kit with all their trimmers and shit, and it's great stuff. So thank you again, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Favorite